Let's start with our correspondent, Ayo Zumbakun, on the floor of the convention. Ayo, it's good to have you join me right now. Can you bring us up to speed with the buzz and what is going on at the convention center?
Thank you, Mike. This is our live transmission from the MKO Abiola Stadium here at the Velodrome in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory. And today is the convention of the People's Democratic Party, the presidential convention, to actually elect a candidate that will be representing the party in the 2023 election. What is happening now is that since they started in the morning, accreditation of delegates from all the 36 states has been going on, and these delegates are elected delegates from the 774 local governments across the country, with the local authority here in Abuja. In all, they make 810. That is one delegate per local government. One delegate, if you add that with the FCT and you put it together, you can just see that these are elected delegates, and coming from the heels of the inability of President Muhammadu Buhari to actually sign the Electoral Act. So the statutory delegates, the super delegates, are automatically out of this contest. That means the governors will not be voting. That means elected officials will not be voting. The people that will decide today what is going to happen today are just elected delegates from 774 local governments across the 36 states. So I have all the aspirants. Before now, they came together. Yes, we've been hearing that some stepped down before now, like someone like Mr. Peter Obi resigning from the party. Mr. Ayatudin was said he wrote his resignation letter. But when they were still reeling out the names of candidates, aspirants that are vying for that position, Mr. Ayatudin's name was still in the part of the names that was reeled out. So give or take, we might be having 15 or 14 aspirants that will try to become the candidates this evening. So what is happening now is that the screening committee, accreditation committee, led by the governor of Delta State, that's Governor Patrick Okowa, they've just finished their job by accrediting all the delegates. They did that outside, and all the delegates are now inside the Velodrome. I have the former spokesman of the party, that's a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party from Kogi State, that's Kola Ologbondiyan. He's also a journalist. Thank you for being with us, Kola.
Thank you for standing by the party and reporting the situation as they are to Nigeria.
Yes, Kola, one very important thing now is the president's inability to sign that Electoral Act. And substantially, some people are saying it will affect the shine. I spoke with the governor of Bauchi State earlier. He said it will affect the shine, the super delegates, and it will affect, some things that they plan and the permutation. So over 800 people, the delegates, will decide the fate of whoever becomes the candidate. Kola.
Yeah, what would have happened if the super delegates, or what we call the statutory delegates, were allowed to participate? We will have had over 4,000 delegates participating in this process. But like I've earlier said, the situation that we currently have is limited to 774 delegates representing the various local government councils across the federation, including the area councils of FCT. So in totality, the number of delegates seated in that arena over there are 774. Rightly observed, well, you could say it has taken off the shine of the process, but I do not totally agree with that, because whoever emerge out of this Congress today, out of this convention today, becomes the candidate of the party who will stand in for the party in the 2023 presidential election.
Now the choice of 14 or 15 aspirants, how do you intend to manage it as a party?
Well, you recall that in 2018 we actually had about 11 to 12 aspirants in Port. And the opinion of the generality of Nigeria, of many Nigerians then, particularly the naysayers of the People's Democratic Party, was that, oh, after this exercise, PDP was never going to be the same again. However, we weathered the storm. We elected the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, who became the candidate of the party and who was supported roundly by all other aspirants. I believe, and I believe so strongly, that after today's convention, that whatever came out of here, whoever emerged as the candidate of the party here, or whoever emerged as victorious here, is going to represent, is going to become the candidate of our political party, the People's Democratic Party, and is going to be accommodated and supported by generality of the members of the party.
We spoke with Governor Seyi Makinde earlier, and he also talked about the Independent National Electoral Commission and the ruling All Progressive Congress. The decision of the umpire to actually shift the date of the deadline, do you think is as a result of pressure mounted by all the political parties or the People's Democratic Party? Are you comfortable that in all that decision that was taken yesterday for that deadline, the PDP has decided to go on with its convention?
Ayo, the party has to move forward. The party has to proceed with its processes, because no institution can intimidate the People's Democratic Party. Yes, there are biases, and I believe that for many members of the People's Democratic Party, the action of INEC was seen as a bias. However, the party is determined to proceed in carrying out its basic responsibility of ensuring that the party produces a candidate ahead of the 2023 election.
I must commend the People's Democratic Party for the orderliness, for the level of organization in terms of the venue here. Senator Abiodun Olujimi, the person in charge of the venue and everything, from what you've seen in the morning right into this velodrome, what and what have you noticed, and what do you think the party put in place?
It's a very beautiful scenario that everybody can see, and it portrays the determination of the People's Democratic Party that when elected into office in 2023, we are going to renew Nigeria and make the country a better place. And this is just an apt demonstration of the capacity inherent in our party.
Now, do you see more aspirants stepping down? They are yet to come out. They will be addressing these delegates now. They will be talking about their manifestos and everything. Do you see more aspirants stepping down to allow the big candidates,
I believe that discussions are ongoing.
Okay.
Among the various aspirants and among the various interests. And until we get to the end of the convention, which is after voting, you never can predict that this is what is going to happen. However, that's the beauty of democracy, and that is the essence of bringing delegates across the entirety of our nation to converge in this value zone and ensure that a candidate that will represent the general interest of the political party and that can also understand the nuances of our nation and that will also serve the people of Nigeria is elected here.
Kola Ologbondiyan is the former public secretary of the People's Democratic Party. I want to thank you.
Thank you very much,
I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much, Ayo. It's been a great time.
So it's the live transmission from the MKO Abiola Stadium here of the special convention of the People's Democratic Party, and ultimately today that the party is going to have have a candidate that will represent the party ahead of the 2023 presidential election. Over to you, Mike.
All right, thank you very much, Ayo, for the updates there. Speaking with former PDP spokesperson there from the convention center.